Hi, Ben. My name is Colin. I'm a center left typically, and I joined YAF recently because I've gotten really sick of the divisiveness in politics. And frankly, what I'd like to know from you is, as a commentator on some of the most contentious issues today, and what can we do as students to bridge this divide? What do you think the answer is?
So first of all, thank you so much for coming. Seriously. I think that the first way to bridge the divide is actually to have conversations like the one that we're having. And so I appreciate the fact that you're center left and you joined a group that tends toward the right in order to facilitate those conversations. I think that on campus, there are a few different types of folks. There are the folks who are militant leftists. I think that having conversations with many of those people tends to be worse than useless. They've sort of decided what they've decided, and you're wasting your time and wasting your breath. You have to decide that based on each individual conversation. Then there are a bunch of people in the middle who just want to have an open conversation. And those are the people that I would focus on. When I was on campus, those are the people I'd like to talk to because their views have not yet been set. And you can have some really good, interesting back and forth about all of this. In terms of generating change on the campus more generally, obviously there are sort of strategic things you can do by going after donors and telling them to pull their money if they're going to engage in go-aheads for tentifadas and such. But I think the other thing that really can be done is establishing the ground rules. Now, on campus, I think the ground rules have fallen apart. And some of those ground rules include things like freedom of speech rather than silencing of dissent. Or you don't get to push people around on the quad would be a good way to characterize that rule. And I think there ought to be 70, 80% unity on questions like that. And if you can't get the other 20%, well, tough. That's kind of life.